So here we are. I'm going to switch from the double pointed needles to a 16-inch circular needle. I know I didn't explain how to do that. So it's really very straightforward. I'm just going to start knitting from my double pointed onto the circular needle. And I mentioned to you that I'd want to place a marker every 21 stitches, which is basically every time I switch needles, I'm going to place a marker. As you can see from my little pile of markers, they're all, I have two different colors, and that means that I could set one marker for the beginning of my row, and the other markers would just indicate the end of each needle. So, but if you don't have different color markers, that's fine. It should be sort of evident where the beginning of your row is from where the legs join. So here I am at the end of one of my needles. I'm setting the needle down, I'm picking up a marker, I'm placing it, and then I'm just continuing to knit from the next needle. My marker wasn't actually at the beginning of the row, so I'm just going to take this marker out and continue to knit along where that first needle, or continuing to knit. And you can see now they're sort of joined. There's a little hole there, and that's what we'll be sewing up when we sew up the legs. So I'm continuing to knit. This must be super exciting for you guys to watch, but I want to place one more marker so that you can just see how this works. So I'm done with this needle. I'm placing another marker, and as you can see now, I'm working my way along my 16-inch needle, and I'm just continuing to knit. So exciting here. All 84 of these stitches. So hopefully you guys have this down by now, but I just thought I'd just knit the whole round so that you can see what it looks like. If you're impressed by these lovely double pointed needles, or lovely circular needle I'm using, it's the Knit Picks 4 Square interchangeable set in the shorties, because it's easier to knit with the short tips when you're doing little things in the round like hats and the stomachs of bears, apparently. So here I am, the third of my needles, setting it down, placing a marker, and going on to the fourth one. And as you can see, there's the break in the legs, but we'll sew that up in the next video, and at our next class we'll sew that up, so you don't have to worry about that right now. We'll just be sewing along the tummy, and we can sew up that space in between the legs later on. So I'm almost to the end here. So exciting. Alright, so now I have distributed my 4 legs, or 4 needles, onto my 16-inch circular needles with my markers placed. I'll place the last marker here, and this purple one marks the beginning of my row. The green ones mark the end of each needle, so that when I follow the instructions and it says sort of knit 1, increase 1, knit 15 or whatever, you know where that begins, because it'll say repeat that 4 times. So there you go. That's all you need to know. Thanks.